Why are modern women so aggressive? That's today's video, so let's continue. All right, it's been called the dark side of equality, a surge in respectable women flying into violent rages for the most trivial reasons. Okay, that's what we're going to be talking about today. All right, this is a 51-year-old woman who is going to be acting out. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. All right, so Joe is this 51-year-old woman that I'm speaking about. Okay, here we go. Joe has become so consumed by rage that even a simple trip to buy the weekly groceries can lead to frightening, aggressive outbursts. So can you imagine being someone who is married to this person? Okay, this is why it's very important for men to choose wisely in the women that they allow in their lives. Okay, so recently she completely lost it when another driver tried to take the space she wanted in a Texaco car park. Wow. So anyways, imagine you're in your car, right? You're driving through, let's say you go to HEB, all right? You're going to HEB and there you are, driving into their, their place of business there. You see this lady and this guy argued over a parking stall. Well, that's what this is. Here we go. All right. So this lady, you see this little tiny lady with this guy who's twice her size arguing. And this is what's going on. All right. I was there first. So I got out of my car as he approached and I shouted, "Fuck you, asshole. I'm staying here until I get my space." So that's what you see at HEB. That's what this lady's doing. So she's 51. She hasn't learned that, you need to be respectable in public because you're representing your other half. You're representing your relationship. Okay? Ladies, if you're in your 50s and you're strong and independent and you've asked yourself, where have all the good men gone? They're staying away from you, the strong and independent type. Why? Let's read on. Maybe you can figure it out. Ladies, if you want a man in your life, don't do what this lady's doing. Okay? So here we go. The driver was a man much bigger. Now pay attention to her mindset, okay? So the man was much bigger than me, but I wasn't intimidated. I told him we'd be stuck there all day if he didn't move. Would you say this is a combative woman? Yes. Ladies, no man wants a combative woman. A man who is masculine will not tolerate behavior from you at all. You won't even get selected. Okay? So what am I saying? I'm saying that the only men that are going to be around you are the opposite of being masculine. Okay? So, which eventually he moved on. So he did the right thing because this lady she's a Karen. All right? Okay? So here we go. Let's go down here but they are women now, okay? I went for a little further down and it says, women are matching men on the aggressive front too. Putting themselves in physical danger. That's what women are doing now. Okay, ladies, you're too masculine, okay? That's why you don't have the men you want, okay? Risking their good name, careers, prospects, and relationships. So these strong and independent ladies are blowing off and cooking off grenades in their own hands. They don't care what they're doing because being toxic to these women makes them feel good. You will find out that I'm not BSing. You will see it. Okay, here we go. All right. So you're dating this lady, 51 years old. She doesn't know how to behave like a woman or regulate her emotions. So now you add on Now you add on to the mix of long hours. What does that mean? It means that you're going to be at home waiting for this woman. You're going to be going to work. You're going to come home and you're going to be waiting on this woman to come home, and she's going to unleash shit on you. Her toxicity is going to be poured onto you. What do you think is going to happen? Okay, so there you are. There you are at home. All right. There you are at home waiting for your wife, and she comes in and she's toxic. Add to the mix long hours, pressure juggling work and family, plus fluctuating hormones caused by menopause. That's a lot to handle. There's no reason for any man to deal with that. You see, because most men love peace. If you're in a relationship that your girlfriend or wife is acting like this, you have to go. This is not peaceful for you. You are watching Let's Talk About It with Mario Vega. This is the channel where we talk about abuse, neglect, drug addiction, porn addiction, things like that. Today we're talking about, obviously, women, these modern women who are upset, and why men don't want to date you, ladies. Okay, this is why. Your behavior, all right? It's not that we're intimidated by you, it's that you are toxic. Okay, so I'm going to go further here, and I'm going to continue by saying, this lady Joe, okay, my temper drove away my partner. Ladies, do you find doing that? It's you, okay? I just couldn't stop screaming at him and then storming out. Research has also found that women are significantly more likely to be verbally and physically aggressive to men than vice versa. Let me reread that to you, okay? These modern independent women, research has also found that women are significantly more likely to be verbally and physically aggressive to men than vice versa. And this is coming from health, from physicians. We are treating more women than ever who are struggling to regulate their emotions. This is why most men don't date you, ladies. Your emotions, okay? It's a you thing, okay? I know you can't take responsibility for what you do because it's your kryptonite, all right? So we are treating more women than ever who is struggling to regulate their emotions and express themselves appropriately, says Dr. Monica Kane. This is a woman saying this about you. Okay? So, what is causing the red mist of dissent for so many women? Ladies, you know why you guys are doing that. Feminism. Okay? That's what it is. All right, so I'm going to go further down here and say, indeed, Joe insists that her right to shout at family and strangers alike. So this is the type of behavior that you're going to get if you decide to put one of these women in your life. Okay, independent and strong. I can do it myself, da 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 da. But then you're going to have to deal with them at home. Okay? This is abuse, okay? This isn't cute. This is abuse. Because she believes that she has a right to be toxic, all right? Here we go. When I've calmed down, she says, okay? I apologize if I'm in the wrong. If I'm in the wrong. She's not apologizing, okay? She's apologizing if she's in the wrong. You see, she's still defiant, okay? So, but if someone has been rude or disrespectful, I feel my temper is justified, she says. Okay? You see, when we choose someone, you're representing us. You're representing the team, okay? Lashing out is just a way of expressing myself. Oh yeah, me abusing you is me expressing myself. Guess what? They'll put me in jail, but not you. You see what I'm saying? Double standards. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go further down here. Here we are driving. This is what a woman is saying, and she's putting we as in women. Okay, it says we are driving ourselves to the limit, and buildup of internal pressure over time can lead to us getting very frustrated over issues that would normally cause us no more than a nickel. So it wouldn't bother you, but you guys have so much pressure because you guys have to you have to be something you're not. Okay? So men, if you're with this type of woman, it's going to be very hard for her to break the cycle. Okay? So because it says here, such outbursts can also become addictive. What if your girl's addicted to this kind of behavior? Okay, a form of almost animalistic release. The burden mounts, tension builds up, and the almost exquisite joy of letting it all out becomes almost compulsive for some women. Toxic. Ladies, this is why men don't date you. Okay, it's time for you to turn the mirror over to you and save yourself. If you want to put a man in your life, you have to change you. You're the only person is going to change how your life is. Okay, so this is a 50-year-old. Okay, and again, if this video gets to be too long, please save it and watch it later. Okay, but I'm trying to prove a point here. Okay, I'm not just shitting on women. I am reading this because we all can do better. Okay, so it's a feeling that Jo, who lives in the UK with her partner Steve, 50, all right? So he's 50. And his two children, Jane, 21, and Tommy, 17, can identify with, okay? While I don't feel proud of myself, there is a cathartic release in letting my emotions out, says Jo. See? So not only is she abusing her man, she's abusing his children because she's strong and independent. But if this was a man coming home and says, I have the right to be treating people like this, we'd be in prison. Okay? So the point is, you do not date this toxic women because they're going to abuse you and your children. That's why you're alone, ladies. Okay? Where have all the good men gone? They're staying away from you because we want peace. All right? All right, so this is a 50-year-old lady. All right? There's also, give me a second here. Okay. So we're still talking about this lady. So her anger isn't limited to verbal assaults. Okay? So she's being abusive. Last week, after her day off, she slammed her front door so hard, the handle flew off. Thankfully, Steve, who works with disabled children, has learned how to cope with her outbursts. Imagine if I was doing this to a girl. Oh, she's gotten used to it. You think the cops would not take me away from here? Wow. Okay. So don't date 50-year-olds, okay? Who are strong and independent. So here we are. According to Dr. Kane, anger is a surface emotion that masks hurt, frustration, and fear. Okay? So if you're struggling with that, ladies, please go see yourself a doctor and please take care of yourself. Okay? It says, when you're angry, according to Dr. Kane, we lose our cognitive functioning and are less likely to see things objectively and communicate healthily. All right? So then we're going to go and hear another story about a 32-year-old woman. Okay? So it's rare that a day passes without Anne Marie Fisher, 32. 32, man. Okay? So not only 50-year-old women are angry, 32-year-old women are angry as well. Okay? Descending into an all-out rage from long queues to bad drivers and noisy neighbors. It's almost easier to list what doesn't make her angry. This is a woman. It's not a man. It's a woman. All right? Here we go. Her rage is fueled by an endless quest for perfection. As she admits, I see red when things aren't done in a certain way. This is a control freak. Okay? So this is what men have to choose from for 32-year-old women. Okay? This is why 32-year-old women like this lady, strong and independent, are also alone. Okay? Just like the 51-year-old ladies. Okay? So there's a pattern. Okay? Anger also masks my insecurity, she says. It takes everything personally, and if I didn't get angry, I'd burst into tears. Interestingly, it was her pregnancy with son Frank, now 6 months, which led to her temper escalating. Wow. So her son is going to be abusive because she's going to abuse her son, and he's going to be that way. Okay? From dear old ma. Remember, I make videos of both men and women, okay? This is what we do to children. So here, this lady continues and says, let's see. Anne-Marie says she has always been someone to stand up for herself if something seems wrong, but suddenly she became easily infuriated. Okay? So, ladies, please listen. Don't get upset. This is why you're single. Okay? So I got into a shouting matches with doctors. Whoa. With doctors, receptionists, and threw a shoe at my neighbor's wall when their building work disrupted my Sunday morning. Wow. Flying off the handle. Okay? Though she makes a concerned effort never to shout in front of her baby son, she can pinpoint the time her fuse becomes short to the day she gave birth in February. Wow. Okay. Psychologists say this is probably due to testosterone levels. So women have higher testosterone levels, sounds like, than men. Wow. The same hormone associated with aggression in men, which remains low during pregnancy and then rises after a woman gives birth. So she's angry. So it's amplified. That's what that means. Okay? She was already angry, and then she had testosterone after she had the baby, and it just brought it out worse. So it's been there. It's not an excuse. So extremes are her moods that her husband Steven, 36, an officer team lead, has nicknamed her hormones. Ladies, this is why it is so important to have children back in your teens. Okay? When you're in your 20s, in your 19, when you're agreeable, when you're feminine, when you and actually listen to an adult. Okay? This is what happens. Okay? When you decide to throw away all the best years of your life, this is what happens to you. You end up being an angry woman with resentful feelings, I guess. Okay? So he's easygoing. So that means he's weak. She's more manly than he is. So he is the female. That's just the way it is. Thankfully, he is easygoing. I might snap at him if he hasn't done the washing up. Cuck. If anything, his support for me has made our marriage stronger. No, it's called abuse. You're abusing him. I take everything personally, and if I didn't get angry, I'd burst into tears. That's terrible. Okay, this is the type of people we're dealing with. Okay, that's what men have to choose from. Okay, if he hears me being rude to someone, he'll put a hand on my shoulder and remind me it's not worth getting angry about. Wow. So you get married to this woman. Instead of having a peaceful existence, not only she's toxic at home, but she's going to have violent outbursts out in public. No man wants that. No man wants to have to try to cash checks that his wife's trying to get him to cash. She's going to be having outbursts, and you're going to deal with that, bro. Wow. So, okay, here we go. Despite her husband's advice, it hasn't stopped, and it makes swearing impedantly excuse me. Anne-Marie swearing impatiently at fellow drivers who don't allow her adequate time to reverse her 4x4 into the drive of her 3-bedroom London home. Wow. Okay, I'm going to stop the video here. Obviously, this is what's going on with women, and the whole reason why I basically was making this video is because there is a reason why men prefer 18, 19-year-old females. And based on what you just heard, this is why we men deal with younger women, because they're not toxic. They don't want to fight us. They don't want to yell at us. They don't want us to go and do all sorts of things for them so they can feel better. Those girls just want love, and we want love as well, because everybody wants love. Okay, that is just what happens. Everybody wants to feel that way, but unfortunately there's a lot of toxic people, and pretty much everything gets blamed on men. Okay, so if you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much. I really appreciate you staying here. I will put this what we just read, this article, down in the description so you can read it. It is lengthy and it has a lot of more information on here. So this is Mario with Let's Talk About It, and I wanted you to understand why we choose younger women. Ladies, this is why we choose younger women, because you're out of control. All right, this is Mario with Let's Talk About It, and I will see you in another video.